I want to remind you about history. Back in history exists. No, that's not the reminder. Back a specific historical happening. Back in 2014, Russia invaded Crimea. And at the time, Crimea was a region of Ukraine, and Russia annexed Crimea after Crimeans supposedly voted in favor of the annexation in understandably disputed official election results, an election which took place during an occupation by Russian forces and, of course, tabulated by Russia. And so far, there have really been pretty limited consequences for what Russia did in Ukraine with Crimea. One of the consequences was that Russia was kicked out of the G8, which was made the G7. Donald Trump recently said that he wants Russia back in the G7, making it once again the G8. And when he was questioned about, well, hold on, Russia did invade Crimea, like there is a reason why the G7 is the G7 rather than the G8, and it's because of what Russia did. Trump basically shrugged and said that was under Obama's watch. Obama didn't do anything about it back in 2014. So insert something, something as far as the logic that explains it. But I guess that means Donald Trump isn't going to be doing anything about Russia annexing Crimea. That's the history. More recently, Trump said something when he was, I believe, leaving the North Korea summit in Singapore. He said something along the lines of basically, Crimea is essentially Russian because everyone in Crimea speaks Russian. That was Trump's explanation. And that is a mind-numbingly dumb comment to make. Mexico doesn't belong to Spain right now. And if someone said, Mexico's basically Spanish because they speak Spanish, well, there are historical reasons for that, but Mexico isn't Spain. Or, listen, people in the United States speak English. Reason why is because of Britain. Isn't the United States actually part of the United Kingdom? Any normal person would see that this is an absurd assertion to make. Hard to make a dumber argument. But the fact that Trump made the argument that, hey, everyone's Russian, Crimea is Russian, it made it onto Russia 24 television, Russian state media in Russia, which thrillingly declared that Trump is doing a great thing and that Crimea is theirs on the basis of Donald Trump saying this. And it is yet another one of these examples of authoritarian countries around the world just loving what Donald Trump is doing. And I'm going to play a short clip for you. It is in Russian, so I don't want to play too much of it, but just to give you an idea, you will hear them saying Trump, Trump quite a bit, and just jubilant over Donald Trump's statement about this.
Президент Дональд Трамп сказал лидерам Большой Семерки, что Крым является русским, потому что каждый, кто живет там, говорит по-русски, сообщают два дипломатических источника. Это заявление прозвучало за ужином в прошлую пятницу во время обсуждения иностранных дел на саммите Большой Семерки в канадском Квебеке. Во время ужина Трамп также задался вопросом, почему лидеры Большой Семерки солидарны с Украиной. Президент сказал лидерам, что Украина является одной из самых коррумпированных стран в мире, сказал источник. Неясно, был ли комментарий Трампа сказан в шутку, или он сигнализирует о радикальном отклонении от нынешней внешней политики США. Белый дом не ответил на просьбу прокомментировать.
Exactly. So once again, the theme is Trump is drawn to praising and trying to befriend authoritarian dictators. And conversely, the countries that are praising Trump are mostly the same types of countries. It's North Korea, it's Russia, and at the same time, our relationships with real allies like Canada and the European Union and European countries are in absolute and total shambles. And what I hope is that future generations, if the records from this era don't get burned up and destroyed, my hope is that future generations are going to wonder, how was this allowed to happen? How did we allow it to get this bad? I'm not going to have an answer. And the possibility that there will be no answer is really, really scary to me. Let's take a quick break. Give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/David Pakman Show. Much more after this.